Today I will be doing introduction to the Photoshop. Yes, in this class, we'll be covering Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. Now, the function of let me tell us the difference between the three. Now, the difference between Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign is that Photoshop is a pixelated software, while Illustrator is a vector software, and InDesign is also a vector software or print software. Let me put it that way. Now, what do I mean by pixelated? Most of the things in when we say pixelated, anything pixelated is relating to pictures. Now, and picture, picture, there is a way you drag a picture to some extent that it will be blurry. Are we together, please? Hello.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Now,
yes, yes.
there's a way you drag a picture that it will become blurry. When you zoom in the picture, some extent it will become blurry. Now, and that is what we call pixelated. In Photoshop, whenever you're designing on Photoshop, or if you put anything on it, if you zoom in, you see that it's becoming blurry. But that doesn't mean your design will be blurry in when you export it. It's just the fact that it deals with picture is picture related, kind of picture inclined, anything, photo editing, photo manipulation. You can do a lot of things on Photoshop, and you use it for design. Any design, you use it for designs that are, let me put it, complex designs. Let me put it that way. Now, what do you mean by complex? Any design that has to do with photo manipulations, that you need to manipulate this, manipulate that, or you see that they carry some of this edge, they put it on another person's body, is on Photoshop. You you see a picture, they divide the body, you divide the body, it's Photoshop. Or you see one part of the body that is robot, the other part of the body is human, Photoshop. Now, you can't do that on Illustrator. Any design that has to do with that you want to manipulate pictures, you want to do those things, those designs are done on Photoshop. While for Illustrator are vector software. It's vector design inclined. Now, what do I mean by vector? Vector is anything anything that is shaped that no matter how you zoom in, you will zoom into the last part, it will never be blurry. It will never be blurry. It will still remain sharp as it is. And that's vector. So that's vector. Now, and how does this vector relate to Illustrator? Illustrator, you design, you can cut shape, do different things. People that use most people use Illustrator for is logo designs, like logo designs. You can draw in Photoshop as well. But there are some drawings that you would want to do that to achieve it on Photoshop will be difficult. It will be kind of stressful. But whenever you are doing it on Illustrator, you do it easily. Now, there are some simple, and we also use it for simple designs. I use both Illustrator and Photoshop for design. But for when it comes to logo design, anything branding, anything brand identity, illustration, and what Precious asked the other day about illustration, anything cartoon that you see, they draw it or design it on Illustrator. Now, anything that has to do with brand identity, logo design, and the likes, and a lot of things like that, you do it with Illustrator. You still get to know more about it. While InDesign are used for editorial designs, anything printable designs. Like, I don't know if you know, reports. They call some annual reports for companies. There's all these annual reports, all these impact reports. We have textbooks. We have magazines. Anything printable, books. They use we use InDesign for it because there is a way it will help you because all those ones has to do with a lot of text. Like it has a lot of text, like book, for example, now, and the way you will arrange your text, the way you will control your text is always easier in InDesign compared to Illustrator or Photoshop. Now, it gives you easy access to your text, and it also gives you the bleeds. Bleeds are the corners of they are the parts of printing. Whenever you want to print, the part that won't show in your printing is the bleed size called the bleeds. And with time, you will get to understand more about what the softwares are used for. But in summary, this is what they are used for. Whenever you want to work, you should know, okay, I want to do this design. Which software should I use for this? Is this because some people they don't know what's the difference between the three. They will just which one should I use? Which one should I start with? You should each one has its own function, and that is why Adobe have they each one for its particular function. Now, this is the interface of Photoshop. Whenever you open your Photoshop, whenever you click on the software, when you open it, this is what you will see. Now, you will see this place, welcome to you. You can see welcome to Photoshop, and you can see recent. And everybody, can anyone hear me, please? Hope is not faint.
I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. All right. And I was trying to say that this is the interface. And in the interface, you will see welcome to Photoshop. And the next thing you will see is your designs. All the designs you have done, you have been doing in the past, probably 1 week, or probably it's always all your designs. Now you can see all the designs I've been working on. This is it on my interface. All the designs I've been working on. You can see all the designs. Now, the next thing you will see is new file and you will see open. At the top, you will see file, edit, layer. I will still come to those ones. Now, this new means if you want to open new file, we have been conversant with Microsoft Word. You know, when you see new, it's to open new file. Before we go there, now we also have new, and we also have open. Open is to set for existing design that you have done, that you have worked on. Maybe you're working on a particular design before, you want to continue it, you can click on open. But instead of clicking on open, we have it here in recent designs. And we have sort recent, you can search like this. You have to click on this arrow and it will bring, can you see, you can sort them by name, by size, by kinds, based on what, but we don't need all those ones. I've never even used that. All my designs are always there. Just click on it if I want to continue the design. But if I want to start a new design afresh, I'll click on file. Let's go to new file. Now, hope you can see my screen. Hope nothing is blocking my screen. Hope nothing is blocking it.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Now, we have recent, we have saved. In this place, whenever you click on new file, you will see recent, saved, photo, print, art and Illustrator, web, mobile, film, and video. Now, what does those things do? They are templates of their canvas sizes. I don't know if you understand what canvas means. When we say canvas sizes, the canvas size means the size of your artboard, the size of the work you want to do. Those are your canvas sizes. And we also call them artboard. In design, we use artboard in design. Now, for this one, you will see the recent ones I've used, the recent sizes that I've used. Now, we have saved ones. Anyone that I save here, I didn't save anyone here. We have photo. Now, these are the sizes, the artboard sizes for photo. any photo you want to, those that are into photography, they also use Photoshop. Now, they have their different sizes for their photo. Whenever they want to shoot, we have portrait, we have landscape, and it has size like that. We have it. These are the sizes. Now, for print, what are the prints? We have letter, we have A4, we have A3, we have A4, we have A5, we have A6. The list is now the higher the number, let me put it this way. The higher the number, the smaller the size. The lower the number, the bigger the size. Now, for A6 now, A6 is the smallest size, while A2, we have A2. A2 is the biggest size. Let me stop at A2. A2 is the biggest size. Now, A2 is that, let me use, what can I use? Which size can I use? If you have seen some paper, there's all this bag that they use paper to do. All these paper bag, there's this paper bag that people used to carry. Now, is the biggest size. They use A2 paper for those ones. Now, and there's also A4, there's A5. A5 is the flyer size. Those handbill that they always share outside, those flyer that we call flyer, they are A5. Now, the white material, that's white paper that they use in computer center to print paper or to print our project, all those things, they are A4. For digital material, let me go to this one before going to that. Now we have arts and illustration. Now these ones are those for those that draw, those that use hand to draw. Now these are the sizes, the artboard sizes they use. And we also have web. Now, web for those that want to design for web design, for anything websites, and like they want to do for laptop size. That's that's for the web. And for the mobile, if you also want to design for mobile, is also here. We can see even to the to the list of your watch. For watch, Apple Watch, you can see we have iPhone, iPhone X, iPhone 8, iPhone this, iPhone 12, this Pro Max. You understand? All those things are there. So the Apple Watch, we also have for Apple Watch, we also have different mobile designs. These are mobile, and these are digital screens. Now we also have for film and video. We have this for probably you want to do HGTV, those ones. Now I don't need to go into details because this one does not really concern us too much. Now the next thing we will see here is title. What's the title of your design? The title of your design. Let's say you want to do design class. I want to name it as design class. Then what size do you want to do? This size is a size let me see, you bargain, or you and your client agreed on, or the size of the client that the client wants to do will determine the size you will put here. Now, probably someone asks you to design a social media design, a social media flyer, and you're looking for what's the size you want to do. Now, the popular sizes for social media lately now is 1080, this 1080 by 1080, which gives you the square shape. And now Instagram they've updated their sizes from square. It used to be square, but now if you check your Instagram, you will see that it's not much square. It has turned to a portrait, rectangle, and that portrait rectangle is 1080. For the width is 1080, while for the height is 1350. Hope we are together, please.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, the size is 1080 by 1350. That's the current Instagram size. Now, and it's in pixel. We have inches, we have centimeter, we have millimeter, we have point, we have pixels. Now, for if you want to design, always use pixel. Pixels is what we use as designers. If you want to do design, except you want to print. If you want to print, you now ask for they will ask for the size in inches or in feet. You can decide to change it to inches, but we use pixel as designers. Now, we talked about in the previous class, we talked about color mode, a color which is RGB. We talked about RGB and CMYK. Now, that's what this is what was what I was trying to explain yesterday in our previous class. I was trying to say that now, if assuming we are designing for print, we'll just pick CMYK. Yeah. But if we are designing for digital surface, we'll just pick RGB. We don't have anything to do with CMYK, except you want to print. If you want to print what you want to design, you can convert, do your design in CMYK. But for me, I still go ahead to do my design in RGB because I will still send it to the person's phone for the person to preview it. And if I do it in CMYK, the color will kind of will not pop very well compared to the RGB. That's why it's better to do it in RGB then. Sometimes we'll leave the remaining work to the printer to CMYK at their end. Okay, that's that about this. And it's always in 8 bits. We don't is whenever I want to design something higher, that's when we go for 16 bit or 8 bit, but it's always in 8 bits. I don't even touch this at all. Now we have this. Do you want to put your screen in white mode or and now let me tell you the use when to use this background content. Now for designs, if you want to do designs, we always use white background. We leave it in white background. But if it is image, you want to put an image, you use your transparent. You use transparent, and you can decide to use black to leave it at black or background. This background color. Now this background color is there will be, let me show you what the background color is talking about, what it shows, what it will show you. Let me pay image transparent. Okay, let me say ball PNG. Now, if you see this image now, okay, let it load. Now, can we see this? Can we see this image?
Yes.
Now, if you see this image
Yes.
now, this background is not white and is not black. It's just having boxes inside, isn't it? In the background. This is what we call this background color. That's what we call background color. It's not white, it's not black, it is not transparent. If it's transparent, nothing will be there. If the class the okay, sorry, if in case this class is out, kindly let's join again because of Zoom. Okay, now and for we designers, what we always do mostly is this white. But background color means that the background I just showed us now, that's plain background. Now, these pixels, we don't really need this. I don't even touch dust. Now, let's continue with this. I will use 1080 by 1080. That's the square. Let's start with that. Now, this is our screen now, our Photoshop screen. I already set my screen I've already picked the one I want to use the screen. Now, we'll look at this file, this file one after the other. Then we'll go to the tools. What's file? File is where most of the things that like save, new, like the normal file in our Microsoft Office or the any software we use in Google Space, Google Workspace. Now we have new to open, we have open to open
Sorry, please, can you come again? You said what is five or so? I did not get that.
okay, file. I said file. File is where we have some of the basic controls. That's the open, new, new file, save, save as, open as, close, close all. Now, just like is in our Microsoft Word, is in our Google Workspace, that the same as we have in this file. And we have export. Now, this export is when you're done with your design, when you're done with your design, and you want to export it, you want to receive it or have it as a picture, like you always see designs on system on your phone, is export you will go to. Now we have different kind of export. We have quick export as PNG. Now this we export as PNG, and you don't want to export anything that doesn't have background. Maybe you remove the background of an image
Your
now.
voice has started going off. I'm coming back on. Please, I can't really hear you.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
switch to
that's
my headset, please. I mean, hello, can you hear me now? Hello.
yes.
Okay, you can hear me now. Okay.
Yes, I can.
Okay, sorry for that. And okay, I was explaining what export as PNG means. Now, this export as PNG, it means you want to export your your image. Probably you are trying to remove image, the background of a design, of an image, of a picture. You want to remove the background. That is when you export as PNG. That means you don't want that image to have any background. You export as PNG, quick export. While this export as is whenever you want to export as JPEG and other things, but I won't explain into details for this one now. But whenever we do any design, I want to, I will show us that in detail. Now, those other ones, we don't really make use of them so much. Like those
Please,
ones.
I did not get what you said. In the PNG, you said we click it when we are exporting without a background, right?
Okay, yes, let me show us something. Let me show us something.
Is it a design that has been created or a picture?
For a picture, it's for a picture. Now,
Okay.
let me cite an example. Let me cite an example. Let me copy this image so that I won't just be talking. Okay, I want to paste this ball here. Now, can you see this ball? Now,
Yeah.
if you see this ball now, I want to remove the background, the white background. I click on this. Just permit me to leave it like this way. So that we won't have to. Okay, let me pick this. So I won't waste our time. Give me a minute. All right. Let me post this one now. Now I want to remove this white background. I remove the white background, cut it out, remove this, cut it out, remove this, cut it out, remove this, cut it out. Now I've already cut the background out, and I want to export it as PNG, not having background, not having any background. Now I will export it like this. Let me export it as PNG now. Quick export. Maybe you export it and download. Okay. Let me now show us
Okay.
what I exported now. Can you see this now? Can you see that it's not having any background? Can you see now? It's not having any background.
Okay, yes.
Yes, I just used it to remove the image, to remove that white background that it was having before. Now, but if I export it as the normal, the second export, this one now, let me show us. And I pick, it can still go to, I can pick either PNG or JPEG or GIF. Now, that one is a quick way. If I export it as this now, can you see that is returning to that white background? It's giving another white background. It's giving it white background. This is a preview here. Can you see what I'm saying?
Oh,
Now, let me
yeah.
return to PNG. This is PNG. Can you see that it's not having background again? It's not having that white background again. Can you see if you look at this middle, it's not having white background again? That's what I'm talking about. The difference between the
Yeah.
two. But as time goes on, we will know how to use them more. Now, what are the things we also need to know? Now, save as the other ones are not relevant for now. Now, we also have edits. In edits, we have undo cut pixel. It's just to undo, that's Control Z and Control Shift Z. We also have here, toggle states, we don't need this. Now, what we'll be doing is that is the things we need that I'll be going to, I will be explaining. Okay. We have paste, we have image. Now, in edit, there are some things we can do on edit, cut, paste, and those things, transform. Now, this transform is whenever you want to rotate your, let me do rotate now. Okay, sorry, not this sound. Now, let me rotate this edit, rotate. Now, let me pick that rotate for me. Mm. Now, can you see? Now, the ball has rotated. Now, is there when you want to rotate your shape. Now, but instead of going to that place, what I will do is that I will right click, then go to this place. Can you see we have that rotate here? Flip like this. That's how we rotate. Can you see that the ball is rotating? This is the shortcut to edit. Now, let me go to image. This image, okay, let me do like this. Now, on image, we have mode. Now, this mode, do I want to turn it to black and white grayscale? You will see now. Yes, match. Can you see now? So it has turned to black and white. Now, if I
Because I can't see anything on the screen.
oh, sorry, I'm not sharing it yet. Sorry for that. Okay, can you let me know if you can see my screen now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay, let me pick this. Oh, okay. Now, I'm just trying to explain that mode for us, what the mode does. Now, if you want to convert image to black and white, just go to here, grayscale, flatten screen. Now, there is another way to do this. Now, this, if you use this method, it will affect the whole of the whole design, is to convert it. But there's another way to convert just the image to grayscale. Now let me press Ctrl Z. And we'll do that later. I'm just trying to explain to make us know now we are working in RGB mode. Now adjust image. Now this one's when you want to adjust your brightness. Now let me show an example. You want to adjust the brightness of this design. Now you see that is increasing. I'm increasing and decreasing the brightness. Can you see? Now, this is when to adjust the how bright your image will be and how dull it will be. Now, for this contrast now, you can see this is contrast to increase and decrease the contrast. That's what that is for, the brightness is for. Inside adjustment, inside this adjustment, you will see most of the tools that you can use to edit your image. Now, there's something we always say, for you to edit your image, it's always good to put it, to make it, to do a non-destructive. There's what we call destructive and non-destructive edit. Now, a destructive edit is when you have your image in a rasterized form. Now, what do I mean by rasterized form? Look at this. If you can see my cursor, now you will see that this place, this image here, now this is the image here, this is the layer. You will see one small box here. This small box is showing us that is this image is smart object. Now, if I want to convert it now to rasterized layer, now this one, now if I do anything on it, I won't be able to edit it. Now, look at what I'm saying now. Let me increase the brightness. Let me increase the brightness like this now. You can see. Now, for me to change it, for me to do anything on it again, for me to reverse this now, I will have to press Ctrl Z. There are sometimes in design that we might not be able to work to edit it again. But instead of doing that, what we always do is that let me show you another thing. Let me convert it to smart objects. I convert it to smart objects. Can you see that that thing is showing again? The other time that thing was not, this thing was not showing. Let me press Ctrl Z. If you notice, this thing is not there. Because when I converted it to rasterized image, it disappeared. That means this one, any edit you do on this image now, you won't be able to, this is a destructive edit. Now, but if I convert it back to a smart object, can you see that thing, that box is showing again now? Let me do that. You will see what I'm saying now. That brightness again. Let me do the brightness for this. Now, if I do this brightness now, look at this. You can see an high icon here. It's showing an high icon here to show that I've applied brightness to it. Now, if I close this eye, it went back to what it was before. Can you see? But if we use the other one, the rasterized form, the destructive edits, that one you won't be able to reverse back to what you were doing before. And this one is what we call non-destructive edit, while the other one is a destructive edit. Please, do you understand what I just explained now?
Yes, I do. But please, is there a way that all these things you are saying, like it can be in a written? Do you have a note for it, please? Because of my own learning method, I have to read to understand.
Okay, well, we'll sort that out later. But you know, the video is always recorded. You understand? Okay, that's fine.
Okay. It's recorded. That's true. So I
Yes,
can always reward.
yes.
Oh, thank
But hope you understand this.
you. Yes, I do.
Okay,
I just have to practice.
okay.
Yes.
Now,
Understand.
this is do some
I can't hear you anymore.
okay. How about now? Can you hear me now? Okay, hope you can hear me now. Hello.
Yes. I can
Okay,
hear you.
Oh, okay, can you hear me now? Okay. Now, all this now, this image is where you pick all your options to edit any image. If you notice that if I draw a box now, please. So I draw a box and click on this image. Can you see that they are not highlighted? You know that they are not highlighted just because it's not an image. It's not an image. And if you notice some of these things, some of the options there, they are not highlighted. Why this one is highlighted? Now, most of the what
Just
you use this image for. Hey, can you hear me? Can you still hear me, please?
it just came back. It went off again.
Oh, okay. I was explaining that all the options here, they are majorly for anything image. If I pick my box now, when I draw my box, you see that nothing is here. It can't be highlighted. You
Coming on there.
can't choose anything here. Now,
Why?
because it's not an image, if
Okay, okay.
this option is image. Now, most of the image, the options inside image can work. You use it to edit image to make your image to enhance your image. That's what those options in image is used for. Now we have inside here we have brightness, exposure, color. We still work on this later on in this class, but today is just for us to intimate ourselves with the use of these tools. Now, and some of this is layer. Layer in our layer, we have we have this, we have some of this new layer is when you want to. This is our layer panel. But before I continue this, let me just tell us about the panels in the Photoshop. Now we have this place as our tool toolbar. This is our toolbar where all our tools are. Now this place as our task bar where all we have file, all some other all these tools, all these tools that we have here. They are inside all the tools this all these things here. They are inside it. But this place now this one is our tab where the design will be. Now, if I want to do if I want to add new design. Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me, please? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. I
It's
don't know if it's
breaking
just
on my
me.
end. It's breaking and my network is quite okay.
Okay. How about now? Can you hear me now, please?
Yes.
Okay, sorry for that. Okay, as I was saying, that I was trying to explain that this place is our tab where we have the designs we are working on. If I click on Control N, like to open another design. Let me do this, for example, now to open a new design. Now, can you see that it has joined it to this place? This was the previous one we were doing. This is the one we are currently. And the one you are working on currently will be the one highlighted. You will see is highlighted. This one is not highlighted. If I go back to the former designs, the former design we are doing, this is the former place we are. Do you understand? That's the tab. That's where we have all our elements we are using in our design, from images to text to box to everything. If you want to access your elements in Photoshop, they are always highlighted. The one you first use, the one you first put in on your artboard will always be at the bottom. The recent one you just place on your artboard will always be, in this place in our layer panel. You see, the first thing I added to this layer was you can, if you don't want to use this image in this on this layer again, if you don't want to use it on this artboard, you don't want to see use it again, you can open it and close it like that. You can click on this eye button, eye icon, so that maybe you want to use it later in the design and you don't want to see it now. You can just hide it. If you want to show it, you click on it again. Now, for this box, we are already doing something here. Now, for this box now, can you see that I've showed it? I've already closed it back. Now, that's the layer panel. You can adjust your layer panel anytime. You can adjust your panel now. And before I let me not go, that's what this panel is.